Get ready for your daily dose of marketing strategies and tactics from entrepreneurs with the guile and experience to help you find success in any marketing capacity. You're listening to Marketing School with your instructors, Neil Patel and Eric Su.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Marketing School. I'm your host, Eric Su.
And I'm Neil Patel.
And today we're going to talk about how to write a detailed blog post in less than 2 hours. So I'm going to start it off with something super easy to do. If you take out your phone, you download an app called Rev, that's rev.com, you can literally transcribe whatever you're saying into words. So let's say I'm recording into something, I'm talking about whatever's on my mind. I can transcribe that, record it first, and then, I can send it directly to have them transcribe it. It's $1 a minute. And the great thing about this is that everyone has something to say, right? If you have a blog topic in mind, record it all out, talk for, 5, 10, 15 minutes or so. And here's the thing, if you're talking for 15 minutes and you're talking, at my speed, I'm probably talking around 200 words per minute. That's 3,000 words right there. And I think most people, they're averaging about 150 words a minute. Don't quote me on that. I think it's something I Googled. But if you're talking for 15 minutes, you're at 150 words. That's about 2250 words in that 15-minute time frame. And then what you can do after that is you can take that transcription, really start to organize it, and then make it into a really good blog post.
Here's my model of blogging, and I've figured out how to do it really efficiently. The first thing is as you blog more and more over the years, you're going to get faster naturally. But here's how I start the process. If you don't know what you're going to be writing on, it takes you forever to create a blog post. Number two, if you don't know, once you figure out a topic but you don't understand it, again, it takes you forever. So make sure you only blog on stuff that you know or stuff that you can learn really fast, and make sure you know the topic before you even start writing. If you're trying to figure out the topic, you can go to a place like BuzzSumo, type in keywords, it'll give you blog posting ideas. If you go to Quora, you see what questions people are asking in your field, that will also give you blog post ideas. Once you have an idea, craft up your title. If you don't know how to come up with the title, just Google Copy Blogger Headline Formula. That's Copy Blogger Headline Formula. And they have templates on how to create a really attractive headline. So now that you got that out of the way, you got your topic, you got your headline, then write your introduction. Think of high school all over again. You write an introduction. Once you have an introduction, keep it no more than a few paragraphs max, because then you just want to get into the meat of the blog post, right? Don't have any fluff. Then you want to start labeling out or putting headings in each of the main points you want to cover within the blog post, right? So let's say if I'm covering 5 main points, I list out the 5 main points, and then I don't fill in each of those 5 points. Instead, I write the conclusion summarizing what someone should have learned once they read the whole post. And I even label the conclusion, so that way people know that I'm summarizing the whole blog post. Then I go into the body, and then I just start writing it all out. And once I'm done with that, then I put it up on WordPress, or you can write in WordPress. I write in MS Word. It's easier, catches grammar errors, spelling errors. From there, I personally just send it to someone on my team. They'll upload it into WordPress, which will save you time, right? Because that way you don't have to do it. They'll edit it, add photos, cite sources, link to places that weren't linked to that you should have. But in general, that's my blogging process. And on your end, if you can't hire people, no worries, right? You can write in WordPress, cite the sources as you're writing them, link out to them, add in photos whenever you get a chance, and then schedule the post.
So my process is basically what I do. I open up an Evernote file, and what I like to do first is I like to outline it. I start with the objective first. So it's always, what do I want people to do? What do I want people to feel after reading this, right? I always want them to take some kind of action. So I'll outline it out, and I'll have different bullet points for each paragraph, and I'll just start to write. I always know my first draft is a piece of crap, so I'm just going to write everything out. I'm basically vomiting everything, and typically I'll just keep writing and writing until I run out of ideas, and then I will come back to it and I'll start to organize things, right? I'll start to add bullet points. I'll start to add research as well. It's pretty easy to just Google and look for the right research, start linking inside of the post. And then what I'll do is, after I think I have a good first draft, after I've organized it a little bit, I'll come back to it the next day where I have a fresh mind, and then I'm going to organize it and really layer on top of it. So typically what I like to do is, if I think a post is good enough, I'm going to try to make it even better than that. So good enough is okay, but I still want to, spend a little more time on it to just make it really good. And just by doing this process, I can probably, once you've refined your process a little bit, for me at least, I can get a 2,000 word blog post done in 2 hours typically. And just make sure that after you finish, what I do is I send it off to my editor. She'll edit it and then she'll schedule it into co-schedule. And then we're off to the races. Neil?
You also need to figure out what's the right time for you to blog. Are you really productive in the mornings or at night? Do you like blogging when you're, in the middle of chaos or on an airplane? What is it for you? For me, I like blogging when I'm sitting on my couch and watching TV. I know that sounds crazy, but I don't even look at the TV. I just need the background noise. When I have the background noise, I'm much more likely to blog and at a quicker pace. Also, when you're blogging and through the process, you'll notice that you make errors. Don't fix them right when you make the error. Just keep going. Go with the flow, right? You can always go back, reread it, correct any errors. But at first, you just want to keep going throughout the flow, making sure you're in the zone. You have the right environment. If you want no distractions, have none. If you want some distractions, have the TV on or music, and just crank away. And don't break up your process by saying, oh, I made an error. Let me go back and let me reread each paragraph. Or, I don't know if this sounds the best. Let me rewrite it. No, just write it all out, and then you can correct stuff later on. It speeds up the process drastically.
Love it. Yeah, and for me, I never really understood how Neil can work and have background noise, but everyone has their own process, right? For me, I need complete silence, or maybe I need some kind of, meditative music or something like that, where it's just, noise, I guess. I think for TV, it's a little too distracting for me. So every single person is different. So just the point here is make sure you find a process that works well for you. And I think with that being said, I think we've given you a blueprint, at least starting with the transcription portion. That's super easy to do. If you just don't like writing at all, that's easy to do, easy to execute on, and it's not too costly. And then you can take a look at our process and just try to develop something into your own. With that being said, that's it for this episode of Marketing School. We'll see you tomorrow.
This session of Marketing School has come to a close. Be sure to subscribe for more daily marketing strategies and tactics to help you find the success you've always dreamed of. And don't forget to rate and review so we can continue to bring you the best daily content possible. We'll see you in class tomorrow, right here on Marketing School.